Super Divorce's Video Game News with Nicholas Villars.
Are we live? Are we going? Are we going? Oh. Hey, man. Welcome to this week's episode of Super Divorce's Video Game News. Nicholas Villars here, aka Super Divorce, and today, this 19th day of April, year of our Lord 2024, everyone's abuzz with the excitement of brand new Taylor Swift music, a brand new album called The Tortured Poets Department. Easily the worst area to visit when you're at Macy's. Now, what does that have to do with video games? Well, legendary purveyors of gaming news, Kotaku, you guys know Kotaku, don't you? Of course you do. They have keenly pointed out that Taylor name drops famous video game Grand Theft Auto in her new song, So High School, in a line where she sings, quote, brand new, full throttle, touch me while your bros play Grand Theft Auto. Folks, this is the kind of Pulitzer tier journalism we've come to know and love from our friends over at Kotaku. Hard-hitting, groundbreaking stuff. Now, in a rare blunder, I must say, they made a little misstep here. The pros at Kotaku seemed to let it slip right past them. That Taylor also teased in that same song line a brand new entry into the classic LucasArts adventure game series Full Throttle. Remember how it started off? Brand new Full Throttle. Touch me while your bros play Grand Theft Auto. Everyone's focused on the GTA and they're ignoring the Full Throttle part. I mean, I see how it can be done. Everyone's excited for the new GTA game. It's a huge series. Haven't seen a new Full Throttle game in several years. So it's a big deal. It's still a big deal, though. And now you know. So not only that, if you take a few minutes to look around this new album, this Tortured Poets album, you'll see gaming references all over the damn place. For instance, track 1. What's it called? Fortnite. Come on. Then in track 2, the titular Tortured Poets Department, Taylor sings this. She says, "You left your typewriter at my apartment." Guys, typewriters used in Resident Evil when you want to save, you got to find a typewriter. And then, how about this? On track 9, Guilty as Sin, Taylor says that she keeps her longings locked in lowercase inside a vault. With all the excitement over the new Fallout show, I don't think I need to elaborate much further on that reference right there. So, I mean, there's no telling how deep this rabbit hole goes. So why not sit down with the Tortured Poets Department yourself, get yourself a warm ham sandwich, a notepad, and try to find some of Taylor's other video game references on this album. Be a fun way to spend the afternoon if you ask me. Now, big news from the world right here, gaming YouTube, as Norman Caruso, better known as Gaming Historian, has announced earlier today that he's taking a step back from his duties as a full-time content creator. Now, since 2015, Norman has offered subscriptions on Patreon to help fund the creation of consistent, high-quality video game documentaries on all sorts of things within the world of video games. However, after 16 years of nose-to-the-grindstone work and constant uploading, he has decided he's going to ease up on the video front in order to spend more time with family and to explore some other creative pursuits, such as woodworking, such as, what else? He's got a podcast with his wife that he's doing. And he's going to even try and go back to school to finish up his master's program, get his master's degree there. So a lot of stuff going on, a lot of irons in the fire for the gaming historian, and I understand why he'd want to take a little time, put some energy towards those things after he's been doing this for so long. The Gaming Historian Patreon will be closing up shop on May 1st, 2024, but fear not. This isn't game over. Not only will the Gaming Historian YouTube channel remain fully intact and accessible, Norman will continue to upload new documentaries, just not at the pace he's kept up for these past few years here. As he said in his letter today posted on Twitter X, Gaming Historian is not going away. It will simply go back to being what it was when he started the show some 16 years ago. A hobby that he'll work on in his spare time. Now, speaking of spare time, let's take a quick moment here to check in with bowling champion Oscu Palermo.
What a speedometer on this one!
What a spare. Now, Gaming Historian might be pumping the brakes, but elsewhere in the world of video games, one franchise is gassing up the tank and preparing to put the pedal to the metal once more. I'm talking about my second favorite online shooter of all time, Lawbreakers. Nothing will ever top Counter-Strike Source in my opinion, but Lawbreakers was close for me. Now, nearly 6 years after the Lawbreakers servers were shut down by the evil corporation known as Nexon, Cliffy B's tragically underappreciated gem is having new life breathed right into it by a group of dedicated fans. Known as the RELB Project, this humble but impressive effort to simply make Lawbreakers playable again has just within the past week begun hosting actual play tests. This is historic for Lawbreakers fans, as we haven't been able to access the main menu since 2018. And what's really shitty is that the game featured a practice mode with bots. You go in and play against the bots if you wanted to, which I would have continued to do on my own long after the servers went down. But again, thanks to Nexon, we couldn't even do that. However, Nexon seems to have been completely circumvented here, and the full triumph of Lawbreakers appears to be on the horizon. If you'd like more info, check the description below, and I'll provide a link to the RELB Project Discord. Get in on that. Moving from good news to bad, ex-user president of physical media reported this week that inside sources from Target have claimed that their stores will stop selling physical media in-store and online in 2025. Movies, music, games, all gone. However, according to an article posted on IGN yesterday, a Target spokesperson said that while the big box retailer will begin moving towards a more limited inventory of in-store media, video games will not be affected. Unfortunately, I'm going to go ahead and call bullshit on Target's attempt to assuage our concerns. Was that what? Concerns. Assuage our concerns. As a fairly frequent visitor to several different Target locations, and as a huge fan of the movie Career Opportunities, I've noticed a glaring deficiency in video game stock. In particular, over the course of the past year or so, at every single Target that I have visited, every single one, the number of available games on disc for PS5 and Series X is absolutely pathetic, laughable, without fail. Not just at one location, but at every single one that I go to. And I've been checking. And unlike the downsizing Target has implemented in their movies and music aisles, where, the shelf space has sort of been reduced to match the inventory on hand, the PlayStation and Xbox aisles still reserve just as much room as ever for physical games. It's just that the majority of titles are now out of stock, and they've been out of stock for months. We're not talking about a bunch of new games that are flying off the shelves, but a wasteland scenario, very reminiscent of what I noticed happening at Best Buy before they officially began removing their movies and games. It looks like what you'd imagine to see during a clearance sale, a blowout, store closing, that kind of shit. I will say the Nintendo aisle is the exception. For whatever reason, Nintendo, those areas, they're alive and well, replenishing the classics and stocking new games as they're released. So the question is here, will Target actually keep physical gaming media on the shelves? Or is this PR statement here from IGN another case of some corporate dickhead kicking the can down the road in the hopes that he's not the one who has to deal with the backlash when the champions of physical media are eventually told by Target, you guys go ahead, go over there and gnaw on that turd sandwich we prepared for you. Let's pull a U-turn here and vroom vroom away from a future that only Klaus Schwab could love, where you own nothing and eat the bugs. We don't want to do that. Let's celebrate the fact that we don't need Sony, Microsoft, or Target to ensure the protection of a future where we actually do own our video games. Yes, my friends, the fine people at Evercade continue to release high-quality stuff you can have and hold. I'm talking about game cartridges that come in sturdy plastic boxes, each with a by God instruction manual. You know, a manual that you can actually flip through. Something you can enjoy in a tactile fashion. I'm talking about handheld systems to play those games on the go. And I'm talking about home-based consoles to play right there from the comfort of your couch. All of it, with friends and family, just like in the good old days. And on April 30th, you'll be able to pre-order the stunningly beautiful Evercade VSR home console and the Evercade Scene. No, that's not what it's called. The Evercade VSR. The Evercade, what was it again? What? The Evercade VSR home console and the Evercade EXPR handheld, both costing just $99 each. And if you're new to the Evercade scene and need a few games to play, also available to pre-order on the 30th of April, will be the Tomb Raider Collection 1 for Evercade systems, only $24.99 for Tomb Raiders 1, 2, and 3. Give it a shot, please! And that's going to do it for this week's episode of Super Divorce's Video Game News. Until next time, take real good care, keep kicking ass, love you lots. Lord willing, I'll be back very soon with another video for you to watch. Bye-bye.
Super Divorce's Video Game News with Nicholas Villars.